Welcome to this wonderful course, Business Finance course. This course is meant for teenagers, students in high school, students in colleges, and students in the university. This course is a student's guide to mastering money, mastering personal finance, entrepreneurship, and how the economy operates. This course is divided into 5 key modules. The first module is Introduction to Business and Economy. Second module is Personal Finance and Money Management, followed by Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, followed by Investing and Wealth Building. Then the last module will talk about career readiness and financial interdependence. And so this course introduces you to the fundamentals of business and personal finance, and these are the twin engines of any modern society or modern economy. We learn basics. We learn how businesses operate, basics of business operation. We look at how the economy functions, the US economy functions, and how financial literacy influences everyday single decisions, from your paycheck to your long-term financial goals. Each module that we shall look at builds on practical knowledge, and this will help you to think critically about your work, your money, your finances, and even the business world. So this course is more than just about learning money, because we shall look at developing the mindset, a business mindset, a mindset that drives success, a mindset that drives growth, and a mindset that drives independence. So without further ado, let's look at module 1. Module 1 is divided into the following sub lessons. So we shall look at the role of business in the society, types of business ownership, supply and demand, the US system, economic system, and ethics and social responsibility in business. Each of these modules, we have purposed it to be practical, and as we look at it, we shall be looking at the practical examples in the real market. So let's start by looking at the introduction to the role of business in the society. So this module is the one that will lay the foundation of understanding how the world of business and finance operates. The role of business. Now, every product that you use, whether you're using a remote or whether you are taking your good cup of coffee, but this is water, or whether you buying a mouse, products and services from your favorite uh, marketplaces, anything that you buy or sell, or you buy or service that you buy, began as a business idea. And businesses will normally take these ideas and organize people, organize finances, and organize resources, and they deliver solutions. These solutions are meant to make our life easier, faster, and more enjoyable. But the role of business goes far beyond just selling products and services. Businesses create jobs, they fuel innovation, they pay taxes, they drive prosperity, and make life better. So when a business thrives, employees thrive, the economy grow, and when they struggle, employees struggle, and the economy also struggles at the end of the day. So a healthy business ecosystem is not just about making profit, and it's about people adding value, the opportunities that it creates, and the progress that it brings to the economy. To understand a business, you have to understand these core concepts about a business, like what is a business, value creation, profit motive, stakeholders, and the economic impact. Quickly, like a business is an organization that provides goods or services in exchange for value. Value creation implies turning resources, this as time, skills, and materials, into something that people are willing to pay for. Pro- Profit motive is the desire to earn more revenue, the desire to get to earn more revenue, to earn more resources, and this is what keeps innovations alive. Stakeholders, these are people that are affected by business: owners, employees, customers, suppliers, local community, so sometimes the government. The economic impact, this is how the company's actions ripple through the society, and this influences jobs, income, and growth. So understanding these terms, the key concepts of business, will help you see how each of them affect the decisions that businessmen make in the course of running those businesses. And an example, like the company Apple that makes phones and laptops and all other things that we use, the company just don't sell iPhones. It supports millions of employees, developers, suppliers, and retailers all over the world. It creates industries and contributes billions and billions of money towards tax. So whether it's that company or it's a small kiosk, a small bakery, or a small grocery, it all does that. It it it, it will attract customers, it will increase foot traffic, and at the end of the day, people will get value. The community will be served, the society will be served, and people will get the value that they deserve. There are different types of business ownership. So before starting a business, every business must choose a structure, and that choice will determine how it operates, how it pays taxes, and how it manages risk. So the core common ones are sole proprietorship, where one person owns the business; partnerships, two or more people enter into an agreement; corporations, a franchise, and then non-profit organizations. When you choose the right structure, choosing the right structure determines how the company grows, how the capital is raised, and how the company handles challenges when they come. Let's look at supply and demand. Supply, demand, and market forces. Supply and demand are the forces, they're invisible forces that keep economies moving. Let's look at each of them. Now, what is demand? Demand is what consumers want, and it's what they're willing to pay for. Supply is how much producers are able and willing to provide to the market. This is they where they meet. We find equilibrium price at the fair price where the supply and demand intersect or meet. This is where we meet the equilibrium price. When demand exceeds supply, we get a shortage. When supply exceeds demand, we get surplus and prices will fall. Smart businesses study supply and demand, study these shifts closely. They use data, they use analytics, they use consumer behavior, and analyze the trend, so that this information at the end of the day helps them to set prices, to forecast sales, and stay competitive in the market. So that is it, because at the end of the day, the business has to serve. Now let's look at the U.S. economic system. The the US operates under a mixed market economy, and this is a blend of private freedom and government oversight. These two, they create a blend. The free enterprise allows individuals and businesses to make most economic decisions. Competition keeps prices fair and drives innovation. The government regulations always ensures consumer safety and economic stability. The health of any economy is measured by indicators like the GDP, inflation, and the unemployment rate in the country's economy. So these ones are the vital signs that are needed before decisions regarding the economy of a particular nation. We have got what we call the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the US central bank. It controls money supply, it controls the interest rates, and this is done to maintain balance. A good example, like the crisis, like the 2008 financial meltdown, the government through Fed stepped in with bailouts and stimulus programs. And the purpose of this were to provide to to prove that stability requires both the freedom and safeguarding from the government. A good a balanced economy is like a well-structured, well-tuned engine. Too much of the regulation slows it down, but too slow might lead to chaos that will affect the economy of that particular country. There's something here for you to think about. Should the government raise the minimum wage to fight inflation? Understand that on one hand, higher wages increase purchasing power and improve the living standards. On the other hand, they raise the production costs, forcing businesses to increase prices or reduce the jobs. So think about that and make give your own opinion on the same. Let's jump in and look at ethics and responsibilities of any business. In today's world, success is never only measured by profit. It's no longer profit is not the only measure that measures success. Modern consumers, you and me, expect companies to act with purpose, expect companies to protect the environment, expect them to treat employees fairly and give back to the community. So this is leads us to understand a couple of core concepts or terms like the ethics, knowing right from wrong when making decisions, corporate social responsibilities, CSR, voluntary action that improves the society, sustainability, this is meeting today's needs without causing harm to tomorrow, and then transparency, being open and honest about your practices. Finally, whistleblowing, this is reporting wrongdoing within an organization. Businesses that prioritize ethics over and earn loyalty attract talent, uh, get a goodwill, and build trust. So all these are essential for long-term success and growth of businesses and the economy at large. There's an activity for you here. It's an exercise or an activity. Just research a well-known company, the one that comes to your mind. Evaluate whether its social responsibility efforts are genuine or just a marketing stunt. Ask yourself this: does that company, the one that you've come up with, of course, does the company's behavior match its promise? Remember that when evaluating this, integrity is a long term investment. Ethical companies may grow slower, but they grow stronger at the end of the day. They attract loyal customers, they motivate employees, and at the end of the day, they get supportive investors. So the key takeaway is this: that the key good ethics in business, good ethics is good business in any business venture. So as we summarize module one, this is what we have learned that what we've learned what businesses are and why they exist to offer value. We've learned the different types of business ownership. We've looked at how supply and demand shapes the market, how the economic system, US economic system, balances freedom and regulation. And finally, we've looked at why ethics and social responsibility are critical and vital for creating lasting success. So takeaway at home takeaway is businesses don't run just because of money. They they have got an inner meaning. They have got a responsibility. They create value that improves the lives of employees, the community around, and at the end of the day, the government. So think of a company that you admire, Walmart, Amazon, Apple, whichever. What makes it successful according to you? Is it the profit? Is it the purpose? Or is it the way it serves the people around? So that is it for module one. I'll see you in module two as we continue. Bye bye for now.